Hello. This presentation is over courtship and marriage in the Hispanic culture. I will be explaining the customs and the role and how it pertains to this particular culture. So let's begin. Dating in the Hispanic culture is allowed now, and there's a lot of do's and don'ts when it comes to dating. So always respect the family since they're very important. Always respect um, their beliefs and their faith because it's very influential. And whenever they first meet, they usually have to meet at the plaza or after Sunday Mass or during school. And the way it happens is the male tries to attract the attention of the female. So he's always flirting, he's bringing them serenades, he's taking them roses. It's very male oriented. Society plays a big role in our relationships, and they show stereotypes and prejudices. When it comes to dating outside of the culture, then the partner has to integrate themselves into the culture and find them approval of the family. Women and men are seen as two different entities, since women are seen they have to be delicate, they have to be given flowers, chocolates. Men are seen as macho men. They have to be the one that provides for the women. Um, when religion has its influence on dating and marriages, then that means it's usually just like sexual type or others. And Catholicism is very influential because of this. And sexual relationship is based on women having to stay pure for their marriages and men being glorified for having very sexual partners. And society has made it seem like women who do not save themselves are seen as wrong or bad. And traditionally, when it comes to the role of the parent, a lot of the female partners' family has to approve of their partner, but the family also puts pressure on their children to marry specific people, so that's part of the arranged marriage. And the female family often offer to pay for the wedding. So there are two types of weddings: the civil wedding and the wedding by church. They're both very legal, except for the civil wedding is seem legal by every country there is, and they also can occur wherever. Age appropriate is 18 and above, but they could get parent permission to marry underage. They get usually have to pay by godparents who offer to pay for specific things for each type of detail for the wedding. And the money raised is how big the wedding is, so if they want a small or big. But depending on the rule counts, and the wedding gets bigger at the very end due to the festivities. They usually dressed in white and black. White for the bride and black for the groom. There's also a lot of food, traditional food like tacos, beans, rice, pork. When it comes to the faith, to traditions, there's lots of traditions, and the lasso is one of them. The money dance, the arras, and typically a wedding can last for 2 days. Newlywed life as often means that they try to live together. They usually live together if they're financially stable by themselves in their proper home, or they live by somebody with one of their parents. When a couple begins to have kids is usually after the first year, and the woman usually stays home to raise the kids. And if a couple decides not to have kids, they're often criticized. But also the children are like a continuing lineage for the family. So divorce has become acceptable in Hispanic culture, but it's often criticized. So they don't want to lose a lot of stability for the women if they do get divorced, and custody is usually granted to the women. And when it comes to remarrying, after divorce is acceptable, except getting married through the church. It's also a very long process to begin. And the way the partner usually handles infidelity is that they get very irrational and very violent towards the other couple. And now, thanks to Pope Francis, gay marriage is allowed to happen. It has been accepted by a lot of some nations like Mexico or and Spain. Um, so it's very common. It's very legal also for them to have these marriages, and they are able to be done by the government officials who do other types of marriages. When it comes to the legality of adoptions, it's still in the workings. They're still trying to make sure the laws process that correctly and stuff like that. So sometimes these couples decide not to have kids. It just depends on the type of couple they are. So thank you for viewing my presentation. I hope all this information is helpful and have a good day. Hello. This presentation is over courtship and marriage in the Hispanic culture.